Uncomfortable Convos. It's your boy, the one with the scar on his face, your boy Scarface, and I want to welcome you guys back to another episode. Thank you guys for always tuning in, always supporting your boy. You guys love the podcast. I love doing it for you guys. You guys, great feedback every week, and that's why I like doing this stuff for you guys because you guys love it. And if you guys didn't love it, then I wouldn't be doing it. Shout out to everyone that comes from the TikTok channel. I post the clips over there on Instagram and TikTok, and then people come and listen to the full version, which I really do appreciate you. So if you're from the IG or TikTok, what's up? And if it's your first time here, please give us a thumbs up or a 5-star review. It helps the podcast out a lot. Wherever you're listening to, YouTube, give us a thumbs up, share it. Any audio platform, give us a thumbs up, 5-star review. Please, it definitely helps us out. It takes a few seconds, please. But anyways, I want to get into today's episode because we're past Valentine's Day, and I want to see where people are at. Did you get something for Valentine's Day? Because now, if you did it, because there was plenty of people who I went live, and for example, there's this girl that I know, she's married. She didn't get anything from her husband, and she basically said that they were roommates. Which makes me feel bad because how can your own husband not get you anything for Valentine's Day? Like, this comes every year and they didn't get anything. And then there were some people who didn't get anything for like Christmas, like for the longest time. Like, now, hopefully you're listening to this and Valentine's happened. Now, what are we going to do now? What are your next steps? If they didn't do anything for you, not even tell you Happy Valentine's Day, a small little gift card, even if they give you a Starbucks gift card, that's all that matters. It clearly shows you like if they're into you or not. And especially if you're married or you've been with this person for a long time, now it's time to make some tough decisions, because if they couldn't get you anything for Valentine's Day, and I get it, I know you're supposed to treat your girl all year round. Absolutely, 100% agree. But Valentine's Day is just like those days, Mother's Day, Father's Day, those days like where, yeah, you love your mother year round, your dad year round, but this is just another day to show a little bit more appreciation. And you couldn't do it. So now it's time to make those tough decisions. Like, now what are we going to do? I would highly recommend calling them out. If it's like early on in the relationship, calling them out. Being like, hey, like, do you not take me serious or something? Make them uncomfortable. Have that conversation, because I guarantee you, if you make it an issue now, they're not going to forget, because they're going to be like, oh, I'm not forgetting again, because last time she got upset that I forgot Valentine's Day, or I didn't get her anything. There's no excuse. On Valentine's Day, I went to the store, a shit ton of flowers, different price ranges. There's no excuse. There's some that were like super expensive, and there were some that were you could get one rose, again, depending on your financial situation, right? And if you couldn't make it to the store, and they do a lot, they have a lot. So I wouldn't say, oh, it's because they sold. No, there's plenty of stores and there's plenty of places you can go to. Or if the day is coming up, have it delivered. Go online, order it, have it delivered. You're good to go. You're covered. You're clear. You don't have nothing to worry about. It takes you 5-10 minutes to order something and have it delivered to her. Deliver it to her work if you can, because, they, like, come on, ladies, like, you guys like that. Like, when they get something at work, it's nice because everyone's like, ooh, like, and it's a little moment. And I like that moment because everyone else is going to be like, it shows that the person that they're talking to cares for him, or like treats him special. So fellas, like, if you didn't, like, you can send it there. But my biggest thing is what happened on Valentine's Day for you. Are you with somebody and you didn't get anything? Now, this is why I'm telling you, like, you need to follow through with ultimatums. Because I know some of you ladies said, hey, I better get something on Valentine's Day or this shit is over. Shout out to the ladies who did message me and say, guess what I did? I let that man go because they didn't do anything or even let me know that we're going to do anything for Valentine's Day. And yes, 100%. Because that's not somebody that's interested in you. Somebody who's interested in you is going to want to tell you, hey, I don't want another guy taking you out. So I'm going to be like, yo, on Friday, let's do this. Let's do that. Or if you've been together for a while, right? And so now you have to make those tough decisions, because It's moments like these that I talk about, like put an ultimatum. A lot of you guys didn't happen. Now you have to make that hard next step. And that's the step that most people don't want to make because guess what? Like now it's getting serious and you're actually seeing that this person is not interested or they lost interest or they're comfortable, like whatever it is. So I would like, now we got to make that tough decision. If I was in your shoes, I'd be like, okay, kind of seems like this person is not interested. How much more time am I going to waste to see if they actually are interested? No, this was a great opportunity for guys to be like, hey, I'm interested. What's up? And if you're not interested, okay, cool, whatever. And but we can't let little things like this slide because it's one thing and then the next. Kind of like when you're being intimate. If you're being intimate, say you're being intimate 5 days a week. Okay, let's just start there. 5 days a week, and then all of a sudden it's 4, and you're just like, oh well, like it's okay because like maybe he was tired or something, and then maybe to him he's like, oh okay, well maybe she doesn't need it 5 times a week, maybe just 4. And then eventually a little bit more time passes and now it's 3 times a week. And then you don't say anything because you're just like, oh, well, maybe he's tired or something's going on. And he's just like, well, I guess she doesn't need it 4 times a week, like 3 times is good, like I'm good. I can do that, because it slowly starts becoming a chore because you guys don't keep it interesting. It's just more, you guys are just there for the movements and the climax. And then that's it. Mainly the guy. But it's more, no, if you were doing it 5 days a week and then something changes, be like, yo, what's up? What happened? We usually do it these days. Like, are you okay? Something wrong? Like, what happened? And then, oh, no, it was this, okay. And now in his head, he's like, can't let that shit slide because she noticed that one time. And that's what you guys need to do. It doesn't matter how early on in the relationship. It doesn't matter. Bring it up because if that's what's going to make them leave, bye. Like, we don't need you around. Never be afraid to bring something up because if it bothers you, bring it up right away. Don't wait later down the road because they're just going to be like, well, you never said anything before. Why now? So we don't want none of that. So that's why you need to bring it up right away. And if it makes them leave, they were going to eventually leave. It was eventually going to happen. You just expedited that process. And there's nothing wrong with expediting that process because we're just filtering out these people, right? So I know it sucks. I know a lot of people don't want to make that next move, but sometimes, that's what we got to do. And if they didn't do anything for you, like, what other sign do you need? What other sign? And if you're with somebody, like, I'm not going to say who it is, but they're married and she didn't get anything. Her husband actually went out with her friend, or not her friend, his friend, and didn't even do nothing for the wife. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how much more time are you going to spend with this person that gives absolutely 0 fucks about you? It's like little things like that people start staying. I don't care if you have kids. I don't know if they have kids. I don't care if whatever the case. No, because if you guys aren't doing well, what makes you think you're going to be great parents now? Because now you have to deal with your relationship and now you have to be a parent. And say you guys are arguing or they don't see that love. Like me growing up, I always saw my parents in love. Like that's what I know. That's what I know. Even if like say it didn't work out for some reason, right? Even if they went separate ways and then I saw like my mom in love, my dad in love. Okay, that's good. That's better than living together and just seeing like distance, not even like no type of love, like just weird, awkward vibes. No, and that's where I'm lucky that my parents were like that. Not everybody gets lucky like that, but that's why you have to make that happen. They pick up on everything. They pick up on vibes. They pick up on energies. And if you didn't get nothing, imagine like your kid seeing that you didn't get nothing on Valentine's Day. So now it's okay, especially if you have daughters. Now it's okay for you to not being treated special on Valentine's Day. That's what they're showing. And that's what you're allowing to be showed. And same with guys, like if you have sons, they're like, oh, okay, well, my dad didn't do it. Like once you get married, you don't need to do that shit anymore. Like that's what you're showing. You can tell them whatever you want, but you clearly showed them otherwise. You can't be telling them don't accept less, but you're accepting way less from your partner. Come on. Sometimes when I have these questions, it's funny because they'll answer it a certain way, all confident. Shout out to the girls that I interviewed yesterday. Like, for example, one of them was like, hey, is it okay to be friends with your ex? And, one of them said no, and the other one said, yeah, it's fine. Because, depending on the dynamic and the stuff and like that. But then I followed up, was like, okay, so if you're cool with that, are you okay with the next person that you're with, them being friends with their ex? And the answer was no. But that's what I mean. Like, you can't be telling your kids, hey, uh, don't accept anything less from the person. Like a guy, hey, you have to treat her like a queen, but then yet you don't do shit for your wife. Or hey, don't accept anything less from a man, but yet you let your husband not give you anything. Like, you let that slide. That's what you're showing. I don't care what you tell them. They clearly have eyes and can see what the fuck is going on. Trust me. Like, they notice things. Kids notice things. And I'm sure you guys can think of like times when you were a kid, like you notice a lot of things. Maybe somebody doesn't know that you saw something, right? But so that's why you have to make that tough decision now. Whatever that tough decision is, because like things like this, I know there's this girl, she was on the live, 20 years she spent with this person, didn't get no gifts, Valentine's Day, birthday, nothing. And how upsetting is that? They're not together anymore, but imagine looking back and be like, damn, I can't believe this person does all this stuff for me, but that person didn't even bother to bat an eye or to even go get something from the fucking gas station. Like, because again, I always say everybody's financial situation is a little different. So if doing something small is still doing something, I'm not saying go all out, ball out. Like some of these Instagram models have like some old dude buying them all this shit, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, just know, that you got to make some changes, because that's unacceptable. That's 100% unacceptable. Like, imagine you like telling your kids that is unacceptable, but yet you accept that from your person. So, that's why I wanted to start off this first part, because I actually want to answer some of these. Is that how deep will you go or something like that? I want to answer 3 of these. But I wanted to start off with that, especially just because we got off of Valentine's Day a few days ago. And I want to see where you guys are at. If you're in a great relationship, shit, more power to you. If you got something for your man, got some at night and XYZ, even if it's the day before or the day after, because the day of, it gets packed in a lot of places. And I understand like why people don't want to do things that day. I'm the same way. I would rather do something on the 15th and just hang out on the 14th, do something different, but take her out to dinner on the 15th because it's less packed. I'm not trying to wait in the fucking restaurant for like an hour and a half just to be sat down. And they don't let you reserve tables that are like a spot that day because they want you to go in. Let you know. Anyways, I like doing this game, and I want to do it more with guests because it really makes you think. There's 3 levels. Level 1 is icebreakers. Level 2 is confessions. And level 3 is getting deep. And it just makes you think a little bit about your own life. Look within. You do a lot of this in therapy and counseling. But first, you guys that don't want to go, you come here for this type of content. And I've gotten a bunch of feedback on these cards that people love it. They're just like something a little different, right? And I don't know what it's going to be. Look, I'll mix them up. I'm mixing them up. If you guys are not watching, doing a little mix up of the icebreakers, doing a little mix up of the, I don't know magic. So it's not like I'm doing it. Like I'm purposely making this one sit on top. No, absolutely the fucking not. I actually one time tried to get into magic, but once I started reading the stuff, I'm like, yeah, no. When something's not for you. All right. So the level 1 icebreaker is, what has life taught you recently? I think life has taught me recently to take those risks that you're not willing to take. Like when something happens or you want something to happen, one of the best decisions I ever made was move out here. 100%. But before I made the move, I'm like, damn, it's different. It's a whole different state. I don't know a whole lot of people out here. Like I have no family out here, which is also motivating because you're like, all right, I got to make shit happen. And then it gets you out of your bubble too. Like if you're for some reason not very talkative, not very outgoing, it gets you out of your bubble. And so you have to talk to new people, talk to new people, meet new people. Um, but life has taught me is like when those opportunities come, even how scary they are, just take them. You never know what's going to come from them. It could be the greatest thing. And if something happened, like if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. People fail all the time, And so, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I really want to move, but I don't know. Like, or I would love to do something like that. Just do it. If you have the opportunity and the resources to do it, do it. I'm not saying like move and then like fucking you're homeless or something like that, right? But I'm saying like if you have the opportunity, there's people who can transfer work, they can transfer positions, they can get a new job in a different company, like because they know a connection. If you can make something happen, make it happen. Get away from your small town. Even though I got to go back today, I'm gonna go back to get some work done. So shout out to my Idaho peeps. I mean, I'm not saying you guys are horrible. I'm just saying like I needed to get the fuck out of there, and leaving is one of the fucking best decisions I ever made. But like I go back and visit friends, family. I'm excited to see my parents. Obviously I FaceTime them, and my nephews and stuff like that. But it's a little different. Like I know my mom gonna cook me some food and stuff. So, but don't let friends and family hold you back. Like meaning like holding you back, not leaving. Because like all that started processing through my head. Like when before coming out here, I was like, damn, like I'm not gonna see my parents. I'm not gonna see my nephew. My nephew's gonna forget about me. He's gonna grow up not knowing who I am, and just like things like that. Luckily, we have faith. But I'm an overthinker, so I started overthinking every situation. But it's been one of the best decisions I ever made. Doors open up like crazy. Like you start hustling, you get that hustling grind bag. Even though I still had it over there, but it's just like now like a lot of shit is possible. Meaning like before I thought like some of these things were not going to be able to be possible, or like it seems like unreachable, unattainable. But then coming out here, I'm like, it's not that fucking hard. You just got to work. You got to hustle, put yourself in the right rooms, connect with the right people. Even if you have to pay to get into some of these rooms, do it. Like I'm going to be holding a class here soon too about like how I made over six figures. And I'm not going to, my goal with the pod or that class is to show you that you can do it. There's different ways. If you're waiting on views and likes and stuff, followers, you're going to be waiting forever. But there's different ways that I did it that you can do something similar and make some money and still have fun. So, but to get back to that card, that is one of the things that life has taught me recently because I moved back in August and what are we in February now? So low, probably like 6 months now, a little bit, 6 months. Best thing I ever did. So if you have the chance and the opportunity, do it. All right, let's get into level 2. Excuse me. Sorry, this energy drink makes me burp a little bit. What's something meaningful to you but not to others? What's something meaningful to me but not to others? I mean, it depends because it's not like I have one thing that's like completely different than everybody else, but I'm I don't know. That one's a difficult one. What's something meaningful to me, to you, but not to others? I don't know. That one's kind of I can't really pinpoint anything. Uh, so we'll go ahead and skip that one because I want to give you guys a good explanation, and if I can't, I don't. All right, next. uh, but that one, like I wanted to say loyalty, but I'm a pretty loyal person to like if I really fuck with you, I'm pretty loyal to you. If I don't fuck with you, I don't give a fuck about you. uh, all right, so this one is what are you currently addicted to? Could be you, girl, sliding those DMs like it's sliding you. What am I currently addicted to? Is just what I got going on. I talk about it all the podcasts all the time. Is just like the hustle, the grind, like just how I see doors opening up, like things happening. meeting people, growing in the social media world, and with my career and stuff like that. I'm addicted to that, and it can be good and bad. Because if you have the wrong partner, they're gonna get upset at you for always. You're always you're so addicted to that. You're so addicted to that. Like that's just where I'm at. Unless you can find a partner that's willing to accept that and to support you through that, you know, uh, because that's what I'm addicted to. I'm addicted to making content and like doing funny stuff, trolling videos, the question videos, you name it, like all that stuff. Cool. Like I'm gonna go to Idaho and I just reached out to a friend and I was like, I have an idea for a video. We should do it. And she was like, let's make it happen, right? And I'm so addicted to that. Instead of like, I get it. Like, shout out, I'm gonna try to see as much friends as I can. But my first thought was like, I need to make this video. Instead of like, oh shit, I can't. Obviously, I'm gonna see my parents and stuff. But it wasn't like, oh, let me go visit everybody I know, say what's up, see what they're doing. Um, I was just like, I need to make this video happen. I mean, that's just again, that's what I'm addicted to now, and in different times. And I'm just glad I'm not addicted to like fucking some sort of drug, right? No. Uh, am I addicted to caffeine? Probably. Always drinking caffeine, coffee, energy drink, like whatever the case. But I'm trying to wean off of it. But it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard when you're just like. They also taste good. So like right now, I'm drinking the Ghost, the Welch's grape. Like this shit is fire. So I'm drinking that right now. I drink plenty of water too. Don't worry about that. So that's what I'm addicted to. And so the last one, getting deep. What personal prisons have you built out of fear? That's a good one. What personal prisons have you built out of fear? And I think this was early on. It was just like the fear of like failing, I think. Most people want to start a side hustle, a business, get into something new, but it's that fear of the unknown. And so you don't do it. You're so comfortable, and I get it. You get comfortable doing something. It's comfortable. You know it's okay. Instead of taking those risks, usually the people who take the risks are the ones that continue to grow because without risk, there's no reward. But taking those risks is also fearful, And so people are afraid of that. So they put themselves in this box where they don't do anything that's risky. Say like you want to have money saved up and you want to start a side hustle or a business. Most people are like, I don't know. What if it doesn't work? And so out of all that unknown, that fear of the unknown, they don't do it. Mind you, it could have been something great. You never know. But the only way you're going to be able to reap that reward is by taking that risk, and people are so afraid to do it that they don't do it. And that goes with a lot of things. And I was like that too before. I was afraid, like I wanted to do a bunch of stuff. And especially I remember when I started doing like, it was my side hustle at the time, like doing the media and stuff like that. And then going out on my own and doing it on my own. Shit was the scariest shit ever, because you don't know if it's going to work out. You're like, I'm doing okay now, but what if like everything goes to shit, right? But then I was like, it's not, and you take the risk and you do it full time. And it's one of the best decisions I ever made. Like I could have been just working a 9-to-5 job, like endless job, like a labor job. I remember when I had a labor job, doing that every day. I absolutely fucking hated going to work every day. I would wake up and you know that feeling. You know what I'm talking about. Like those people that hate your job right now. You wake up and you would be like, fuck. It's like, I need to do something. Like, please, like something happen, like where I can just leave this place. Like, why I hate going to this place. Like, why do I have to go? And yeah, I fucking felt like that. So that's why, certain things had to align and happen. I still remember when I asked for a raise and they told me no. Thank you. Thank you for telling me no, because that's what got me going. I was so mad that because I could have been like, went off on them. But no, like I just stayed quiet. I was like, oh, okay. And I was so mad inside. I was just like fuming. But I was like, all right, I'm going to show him. I'm going to show him. I'm going to make something fucking happen. And you're going to be like, damn, we should have gave him a raise. But I'm thankful they didn't give me a raise, because now, long gone from that job and doing everything I wanted to do. Like, I have fun now. I have a good time. Yes, it's stressful at times, but trust me, I'm not like, oh, fuck, I got to go to work. No. I absolutely love it. And it was because taking those risks. You have to take those risks. You can't be living in fear. And so many people do. So many people do. We can all be great, but it's those risk takers that, take the risk, and they're able to, not everything is going to pan out, though. I'll tell you that. Not everything is going to pan out, but that's the risk. Like some of these freaking multi-billionaires, they didn't just have one thing and they're like, oh, I'm going to do this. No, they tried different things. They tried this, they tried that, they tried this, they tried that. But if you don't get it, the more times you're eventually going to hit something. Unless you completely fucking suck. And your ideas are just garbage, and you keep making the same idea, or keep wanting to do the same thing, or who knows? You never know. But the more time, like, they've had most successful people, most of them have hundreds, thousands of failures. But the ones that are winners, they win. They win and do very well, because they didn't, like, the only reason they got those is because they failed in the other ones, right? And they're not all completely failures. I'm meaning, like, maybe one thing was, because I remember I got myself into some things and I'm like, I really don't like this, And yeah, I would consider that a failure. I didn't like lose money or anything like that. It was just like, yeah, that's not it. I don't like doing this, and that's like, you learn what you don't want to do and you do want to do, and you focus on that. Like, if there's something that you're doing right now and you're just like, I'm not really, like, this ain't it, Some people want to get into a business they don't even fucking like. But hey, if they can help you get to the next level, then there's nothing wrong with that too. So, but I think at the end of the day, it's just take the risk. If you guys want to do something, if you guys want to move, we live so much in fear, and it stops us from doing so much and being great. For example, another example is that people don't like to go do things by themselves because out of fear. And I get it. It's a little different for girls. I'm not saying you guys go out there and put yourself in an unsafe situation. Not saying that. Not one bit. What I'm saying is, like, yes, you can take yourself to lunch. Yes, you can take yourself to dinner by yourself. Go to this event by yourself. There's ways to take precautions. It's a little less precautions I have to take because nobody's trying to kidnap me there, right? Or it's going to be a little harder to kidnap me. But girls can do it too. There's nothing wrong, going and doing things by yourself. Because if there's like, for example, there's a Tiger concert going to happen not too long from now. I think it's sometime in February or early March. Anyways, I want to go. And if nobody wants to go, then cool. Still going to go. I want to go. Have fun. Do something different. I like some of his songs. Maybe I'm not going to like every song, or maybe I'm going to run into somebody there, network with somebody there. You never know. And then there's the J Balvin concert that I want to go to. That one's a little bit harder to network because I think his is in a bigger arena. And so it's kind of hard to network when you're just like in one spot. But I want to see J Balvin. He has some fire songs. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a vibe. So, but just learning how to do things by yourself, even if you want to travel by yourself, again, take all the precautions too. There's ways to take precautions, but you can also do it too. So let's stop living in fear and let's start, moving on to the next. And that completely ties into what we were talking at the beginning. Yes, it's fearful of the unknown, like leaving your person. You don't know what is going to happen. But if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. It's going to suck for a little bit, but it's going to be so great. I did it too. I remember leaving my 7.5-year relationship. I didn't want to do it, and then I did it. It was one of the best decisions I ever fucking made. I was not happy. She was not happy. And I did not want to live like that so we had to stop it and move on. And now, I mean, we've had some shitty relationships on the way, but but we're still good. We doing good. We hustling, we grinding, we happy. So stop living in fear and let's start taking a little bit risks, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for listening to today's episode. I'm going to go freeze my ass off in Idaho. And yeah, that's going to suck. So I'm going to be going live from Idaho. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.